Zul Reborn. Start the fight off by clumping all the adds onto Zul and then AoEing off the Blood Hexer ad and then finish the Crusher ad and then focus Zul. These adds will repeatedly spawn through the first phase to deal with. Now phase 1. Zul will be casting a non-interruptible ability called Shadow Barrage on random players. This is for the healers to pay attention to as this random damage comes out. Zul will cast Dark Revelation on a random player. This player wants to get to the edge of the room to drop it off because it will drop a bunch of minion of Zul adds with 1 health but with a hefty dispellable shield. So you want people to run over and dispel these adds to take them out. Priest's Mass Dispel works amazing here. These adds will fixate a player and fear them if they reach them. On Heroic, Zul will cast Dark Revelation on 2 players, so keep that in mind. On Heroic, Zul will frequently spawn a pool of darkness around the room. A ranged player needs to stand in this and they'll take shadow damage, so healers be aware of that. Then Zul will cast Call of Blood many times through phase 1, which will summon a set of adds, just like the ones you saw at the beginning of the encounter. If the Krog adds spawn, then one tank should pick them up and bring them to Zul to cleave off of. These adds do heal as they attack, but are ultimately the lowest priority kill target. Then there will be a Nazmani Crusher ad. The other tank should pick up this and is the next highest kill target above the Krogs. Players should focus this down with minor cleave while it's near Zul, but these adds will gain energy while they're alive. When this reaches about 80 energy, then the tank should pull this ad to the edge of the platform away from any adds while DPS switch back to Zul, because this ad will cast Thrumming Pulse at 100 energy, which will majorly buff any ad, including Zul it's near, and if it does this, then it's normally a wipe. Now after it casts this and the big red circle goes away from it, it is safe to bring back to Zul for cleave damage. Then there will be 2 Nazmani Blood Hexers that will spawn around the room. These are the highest priority kill target and you should have someone CC one of them as the group kills the other. If a tank has the Krog adds on them, then they should bring them to the Blood Hexer to be cleaved down. The Blood Hexer will frequently cast Blood Shard, which should be interrupted, but more importantly, she'll cast a Congeal Blood, which can't be conventionally interrupted, but still can be interrupted through a stun or CCing her during the cast, which should be done. If not, it'll spawn an Icor ad that moves towards Zul, which needs to be killed ASAP. If it reaches him, then he gets healed. On normal, you can death grip one of the Blood Hexer ads closer to the other, but don't do it closer to the boss. This is to minimize running from one ad to the other. But on Heroic, don't do that because they gain an ability called Sanguine Presence, which will heal them if they're too close. Phase 2 starts at 40% health, at which point no more ads will spawn, so make sure to clear them up. Tank Zul in the center with everyone else behind. Everyone will start this phase with a bunch of stacks of corrupted blood, which cannot be removed, and deal ticking damage through the phase. The amount of stacks this is based off how much energy he ended phase 1 with, 5 energy per 1 stack. The tank will frequently be hit with ruptured blood. It lasts 20 seconds, but before this falls off, the tank should run to the edge of the platform opposite of the DPS and heals to drop off a giant blood pool, and everyone who stands in this will get more corrupted blood stacks, so don't do that. Death Wish will be applied to 2 random players. These players will be mind controlled, moving towards the edge where they'll ultimately jump off. The healer should let them get a little more than halfway across the room before dispelling them, because the minion of Zul adds will spawn once the players get dispelled, so remember to dispel these small adds to take them out. Also on Heroic, Pool of Darkness still happens in this phase, and that's the entire fight.